People like Jimmy Johnson. I'll read you just a sampling of the text. Hoch, this is maybe the best guest appearance you've ever had on the show. More Jimmy Johnson, please. Sure.
He's awesome.
Crowder booked him. Crowder has booked 2 guests in 8 years. Dion Waiters and Jimmy Johnson.
I offer y'all Aiken Adele once a week. y'all holding out.
Am I wrong? 2 guests in 8 years, right? Dion Waiters and Jimmy Johnson?
Actually, we laughed about it. I did get Zach Thomas going into the Hall of Fame.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
You know what? But don't tell anybody.
About quality, not quantity.
Y'all keep this between us. I'm gonna try so hard to become Jimmy Johnson's friend next weekend. Every time he's talking in a group of people, I'm gonna just walk up and stand next to him.
The guy casually dropped that he was talking to Michael Jordan on the phone. Do you know what level of importance you have to be able to talk to Michael Jordan on a phone?
I'm thinking about hiring somebody just to watch Jimmy Johnson, and if he goes up to Michael Jordan, text me so I can use that as an in. MJ, what up, baby?
Mr. 305.
Dale.
God bless.
Dale.
Thank you, Jimmy.
You're welcome. And bakery toast is the best toast of all time.
Today's National Toast Day. What'd you say? Bakery toast?
Bakery toast
is the best type of toast?
Yes, because it's so good. It's buttered up, all nice buttered up. It's so good.
What is bakery toast? What am I
never heard of it?
Like Vicky Bakery has like this toast.
Ah, got you.
Yeah,
so
that
really
kind of
like Cuban pan.
No, Jimmy, tostada.
Tostada, there you go.
Because I agree with you. Like they bring you go to a Cuban restaurant, they bring the bread and it's got the butter already built into it. And yeah, I'm with you.
Last time I ate that Cuban with that pressed bread.
The pressed bread, yeah.
That's when the roach was in the bottom.
Yeah, that was a shocking discovery by you.
They
had just pressed a roach into the bottom of Crowder's bread.
And I actually go and I praise them all the time. Havana's on what's that? Griffin and Pine Island, the best Cuban food I've ever had. I stopped eating their pressed bread after that happened to me down in was it? No, it wasn't.
It was not at Havana's. It was at just a little dive in Miami.
You were in Homestead, right?
Homestead. It was. I don't know why I got Homestead Cuban. I was hungry, but yeah, even when they bring the good pressed bread now, I can't do it. It's like
just check both sides.
It's because
why would you? Like it's like, you know what I mean? Like why would you look at both sides? You barely glance at the top.
And the worst part of that story they all revealed to me is that I finished the rest of my meal and had dessert.
And he had dessert. That's the most shocking ending since The Departed. He found, while eating the bread, that there was a roach pressed into the bottom of it.
Yes.
He finished the meal and then got dessert.
The flan looked delicious in that little refrigerator glass front.
I hate to tell you, that wasn't flan.
I did do something similar, though, right, Hoch? When I went to John's on Bleecker Street in New York, a mouse ran right through the restaurant. Right through. It wasn't a rat. It was a mouse. I know that
New York City has rats.
We've done this before. There's also a mouse infestation in New York City. I know the difference between a rat and a mouse.
I don't think you do.
This was a mouse, and it ran right through the restaurant, picked up a tiny little piece of bread, and ran right back into its little hole.
In that situation, though, I would have kept eating it because you're in New York, and there are rats all over New York. So, again, you're at a fancy restaurant. Well, you're getting a slice at John's at Bleecker Street. Like, I get it. The Crowder one is so far above and beyond that. Like, I told you, I once had a meal, place has since closed, called Shane's Rib Shack, was on Glades Road in Boca. And I was there with Lori and my son. And as we started to eat the meal, a giant roach crawled on the wall of the booth we were sitting. A giant roach. And Jimmy Johnson wouldn't have been able to reel this roach in.
He'd have tapped out.
We did not finish the meal. And we didn't take anything home. We just hit it. Bye. The fact that that's in the food. It means the roaches are crawling over the food preparation area.
I know where it came from and I know how it got there. I don't know. I guess I had to be coming back from fishing or something because there's no reason for me to be in Homestead. So I had to be coming back from the Keys, stopped and just like, I have to eat something. And I just think my stomach took over.
Something happened at my parents' house last night. And I wasn't going to bring this up on the show, but since we're talking about pests and animals, we're having dinner in my parents' backyard yesterday. They have this big pergola. We're having dinner. And all of a sudden, my fiance goes, "Oh my God, there's a raccoon." So I look up and there is, bro, I didn't know raccoons could be this big. Like I've seen raccoons try to go into like a dumpster or something. This raccoon starts approaching our table.
Oh, rabies.
And it starts going back and forth.
Rabies.
It's walking back and forth, eyes on us.
Rabies.
And at this point, I go, what do we do?
Get out of there.
None of us knew what to do. So I tell Valentina, I'm like, YouTube, what to do if you see a raccoon? Because we're all just standing there like, what the hell do we do?
Scare him away.
We can't get back into the house because he's in between the entrance to our house.
Scare him away.
And us. How? Because we start yelling at him.
Charge him. I'm telling you, he doesn't go anywhere. He does have rabies, but just kick him away.
Back and forth.
That thing was rabid.
And forth.
You know, raccoons are the biggest carrier of rabies, and when they approach people, that's a sign that they're rabid. And if he's walking back and forth in circles, that's a rabid raccoon on your parents' property.
Well, let me tell y'all what's going on. You got a pool, right?
We do.
Let me tell you what's going on because y'all don't go outside.
Never.
Raccoons like to go to the bathroom in water. So they get in the first step of your pool. I don't know if y'all get it, but I
had this problem at the old house because I'd see it on the first step.
So they'll poop in the pool. What it was probably coming to do, it was coming to go to the bathroom, and then y'all, when it looked over and saw y'all, you kind of scared it. So it's just walking nervously. I seen it. I have raccoon traps in my garage. I could bring them to your house and catch them if you want me to, Solana. It's what they do, but all of them don't take off running. Some of them, they'll see you and they'll kind of see if they can scare you before you scare them. But if you take off running towards them, they'll take off.
Bro, that was the biggest mother bleeping live animal I've ever seen outside of like a controlled, confined space. This raccoon had to have been 43 pounds. I swear. It was massive.
The only time a raccoon, like Hawk's saying, and we've had this rabies conversation, rabies is not a very prevalent thing in the world right now.
But raccoons are very popular. I don't know what the word I'm looking for. What's the word I'm looking for?
Amongst rabies? The only raccoon that'll actually attack you, common host. The only raccoon that actually like charge and attack and dive on a human, and I've seen it before, is a mama with her little baby raccoons. And when I saw that raccoon jump on that dude's head and lunk her down in the back of his head, boy, was I
They're
laughing.
Aggressive.
If the moms get crazy.
Well, Crowder, for years you've been telling me I got to be more manly. Like I wouldn't survive in the wild. And I always just brush it off like, okay, go fish, old buttfoot. Yesterday was the first time my life flashed before my eyes. Like I was sitting there and I'm like, I wouldn't have been able to protect anybody with this. If this damn raccoon would have approached us, like I would have tried to wrestle it. I didn't know what to do to get a raccoon out of the backyard.
Yeah. Just charge it. It's going to take off running.
You YouTubed what to do when a raccoon approaches my pergola?
As it was 18 feet away from me.
I mean,
these new age kids, Hawk.
That's shocking, though. I mean, anything. I was going to say, like, anything in wildlife, just run at it. But I'm talking about in a backyard in Kendall. In a situation, if you come across a bear, don't charge at it. but that's not going to happen in your backyard.
It depends what type of bear. See, this I know. I've watched several YouTube videos on what to do if you come across a bear, depending on what type of bear. Like if it's a brown bear or a black bear, you're supposed to get down and like just be as small as possible.
Yeah.
But I think brown bears are the ones that you try to scare off. You try to be as big
hey,
as
bear.
possible.
Hey, bear. That's where that comes from. We were in Alaska and we did we went through the trails and stuff, and the guides told us if you come across a bear, don't run because it's gonna just chase you, catch you before you know it, and you're gonna be bear food. You're just casual. Hey, bear. Freeze. Hey, bear. Say, like they told us, like practice saying it. Hey, bear. Hey, bear.
Hey, bear.
Hey, bear.
Yeah, while you're talking to the bear, I'm going to get my little ball on the ground and act like a rock. That's what I was talking. We hunt in Georgia, and they have black bears up there, and they were like, yeah, if you see a bear, you just ball up in a little ball. They're not worried about you. They're just hanging out.
But I think that's specifically black bears. But brown bears, you're supposed to like yell and make noise and try to be big to intimidate them so they leave. But then, if you see a polar bear, there's nothing you do. You die. That's what happens when you see a polar bear.
Where would you see a polar bear?
Well, I'm just saying, if
you're on a glacier
in his backyard while he's eating under his parents' pergola.
I just happened to be standing here on the South Pole, and
damn polar bear came up.
Anyway, the texters love Jimmy Johnson. We had Jimmy with us via video link, and so we will put that on our YouTube channel. So if you want to see Jimmy Johnson, he looks terrific. Because remember, we played the age game, and I think he was 80. He might be 81 now. Looks terrific.
Amazing.
We'll have the video up on our YouTube channel either tonight or tomorrow morning. Go to YouTube, search 560 WQAM, and then look for the Hochman and Crowder playlist, subscribe to it, and you can see videos of a lot of our segments, but we'll definitely put the Jimmy Johnson video up there.
I figured out Jimmy Johnson lives the life I want.
It's such a great life, and he got out of coaching with no reservations. I always think so many people, I always think he's what I would do, which is I've achieved a lot, and now I want to enjoy the fruits of my labor. And a lot of people don't know how to enjoy it, and that's why they continue doing what they're doing. Yep. And he loves the Keys, boating, fishing, relaxing. I believe my gut tells me the only reason he still does NFL on Fox is because he loves Howie and Terry and the crew. So because he doesn't want to fly to LA once a week. It's just not his style. But I think he likes the camaraderie of those guys. But he does it the right way, in my opinion.
But he was dropping some names too, casually. Yeah, when I was up in the Jersey coast tuna fishing, and down in the Albacos, they have a great. He just goes around catching big fish his whole life. It's
good
beautiful.
To be him, man.
Yes,
good to be him. Let's get to headlines here with Alejandro Solana. We are giving away Heat tickets. We're doing it every day this week. We haven't done so yet, but we will give away a pair of Heat tickets before 6 o'clock. Heat Wizards, March 10th at the Kaseya Center. So keep listening for that. What do we have for headlines here, Alejandro Solana?
We're driven by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Super Center. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford, we know truck. So don't forget tonight, the Miami Heat. Your only local broadcast for the NBA Finals rematch will be right here on WQAM. Jax, who usually does road games alone, he'll be joined by Amy Audibert.
She's going to be in Denver.
Big game. She's been flown out to Denver, or she's flying out to Denver, and will join Jax on the broadcast. Kevin Love has been ruled out tonight for the game. No Tyler Hero. He is out tonight as well. And Thomas Bryant, we talked about this at the end of the show yesterday, but Thomas Bryant will be in the arena prior to the game. He'll collect his NBA championship ring because he was on that team last year with the Nuggets. And then he will leave the stadium prior to tip-off to serve the final game of his 3-game suspension.
So dumb.
I'm glad they're making an exception, though, and allowing him, because normally you're not supposed to be in the building if you're suspended. I'm glad they're making an exception for him.
And what's he going to do? Go streaking in the third? I don't get this rule.
All right, the Panthers are also in action tonight. They host the Canadiens. Cats, Habs, 7 p.m. tonight.
Ooh, that sounded very good. That was like hockey official.
Yeah,
Cats and Habs, baby.
Cats and Habs.
I'll be pucking the night.
Hey, fucking boy.
Are the Canadiens good, Hawk? Do you have any idea?
They
I
are
don't.
terrible. I looked around yesterday and today. Just that they're terrible.
Do you have to say the Canadiens? Do you have to say it funny?
Yes, they are not the Canadians. They are the Canadiens.
Yeah, because it's spelled different. I had to explain that to I had to explain that to my wife because she asked me. We were listening this morning, I think, to Joe Rose, and she doesn't like it, but I like to listen. And they kept saying
Strange
Canadians.
family family moment.
Oh,
Asia,
yeah.
let's gather around the radio. Listen to Joe.
We're driving. I drove down and I was in the station at like 9 a.m. this morning.
That's right. I want to talk about your comedy show because you've been doing the media tour, and today it brought you to radio.
Yep, with Zog and Evie.
I want to hear about that too. I want to hear about your interview with Zog.
Well,
Did Zog bring up aliens?
No, but when I walk in their
Chemtrails.
studio, there's a big ass dog running around biting at people. I'm not comfortable with that.
Yeah, YouTube, real quickly. How do I get a dog out of the office?
I knew how to, but they wouldn't like my approach.
It's easy to pretend to know what to do if you're in the situation that I was in yesterday.
But I don't know. Like, what do you think? What did you think the options were? In all honesty, what did you think the options were if there was a raccoon in the backyard that you're sitting in? So what would the options be?
Fight it or just wait for it to walk away?
No, but that's what I'm saying. The moment that you approach it, it's going to take off. So I'm like,
you don't know that for sure. You don't like. You
do know that for sure. Again,
Yeah,
unless it's rabid, and you can usually tell if an animal is rabid. But raccoons, now he may hold his ground at the beginning if you just kind of make a quick move. But if you really start to approach him, throw a couple rocks at him, he's going to take off.
If they did say get a bottle of vinegar and mix it with ammonia and spray it at his face, like you don't have the material to do that.
Well, I did find an article about cayenne pepper, so I was ready to go to the kitchen and find some cayenne pepper.
So walk around him, get the pepper, and come back.
Right, and create some sort of Molotov cocktail. Then I would have had to have YouTube how to create a Molotov cocktail with cayenne pepper.
Crowder powder would do the job. Better than cayenne pepper.
He'd never leave the backyard. They got the good stuff, fellas.
I told you, remember the old house, way before I was doing the show with you guys. I think before we even had David. So this had to be 20 plus years ago. I think I've told you the story. We had a snake in the garage. The house that we lived in back then had the washer and dryer was in the garage. So I would be in the garage and I'd be, barefoot doing the laundry or whatever. And there was a snake in there and I didn't know what to do. So I poured detergent on it.
Huh? And what happened? I need to hear the rest of this one.
Pretty much nothing. He didn't seem to be as fazed by the detergent as I would have been if someone poured detergent on me. But I thought slick, soapy, Tide or whatever, that'll do the trick. And it didn't. I had to go get a neighbor. I remember I told you this. I had to go get a neighbor kid who had a BB gun to get him out of the garage.
Hey, you have shovels?
Yeah. The problem is he was around the shovel, so I couldn't get the shovel and bang him over the head with the shovel.
Yeah, because I live in Davie, right on the lake, and there's snakes over here, but a good old-fashioned spade shovel handles all of that.
I would just put the house on the market and just leave.
I really thought the detergent was going to do the trick.
Yeah, he was a dirty snake. He didn't want to be cleaned up.
It was strange. I really thought that would just send him flying out of there.
This dude's trying to wash me.
Yeah, this guy's crazy.
A raccoon punked your whole family.
It really did. It was a very tense moment for the Solana family.
Was your dad there?
No, my dad is out of the country right now. So again, I'm the man of the house, right? So I had to take action. The only problem is I didn't know what to do other than pull out my phone.
So yeah, I am so flabbergasted that you wouldn't
Uh-huh.
know what to do. Like if a
Mhm.
squirrel approached,
Mm-hmm.
what would you do? You would be frozen?
Had you asked me this 24 hours ago, I would have told you I know what to do. The problem is I have realized I don't know what to do when approached with wildlife. I don't.
Hmm.
I've lived in the suburbs my entire life.
No, I get it.
I,
It just
I
seems
don't know
like a
what to do.
natural reaction. Like to me, the most unnatural reaction would be to grab my phone and YouTube. What do I do because it's not like you're out camping and there's an elk and you need, specialized instructions because it's not a common occurrence. Like to
Right.
have a raccoon in the backyard
Mhm.
is not that out of the like that happens to everyone. So that's the part that's confusing me.
Never happened to me, Hawk. So it couldn't
Hmm.
have happened to everyone until yesterday. But now I know. Now I know. A little Crowder powder. That'll do the trick.
They're going to be knocking on your back door.
I tell
Hey,
you
phone
guys,
guy.
I think I may have mentioned it when I came back from New York, but I have this I have the opposite of when it's fight or flight.
Mm.
I'm not a fighter, but I'm also not a flighter. I don't get panicked by any situations. It just that's like my default is never to really think it's as bad as something might be. And so we're in New York. We're in the we went to what's it called? Chelsea Market. Went to Chelsea Market, did a little walking around, and then Lori and I did a little shopping. There's some high-end shops right around there. So we're going into the Gucci store. There's a Gucci store right next to Chelsea Market. As we're a few feet from the door, a lady with a baby in the carriage comes running past, and then all of a sudden, everyone scatters. And I go, oh, there's a smash and grab going on in the Gucci store because there's 200 people walking on the sidewalk. They scatter, including my wife. Boom. And I can hear her. Where are you? I'm standing there next to the door trying to get my phone. I want to video the guys with the smash and grab because they're about to come running out, which they did. 3 people, 2 guys and a girl. They come running out. And I'm standing there. I never got my phone out. I'm standing there. And Lori's screaming. I'm the only one left on the sidewalk. Literally the only person left on the sidewalk. I am 3 feet from the door of this Gucci. And my reaction was, well, it's a smash and grab. Like what I didn't know till we got home and saw Adam Cooperstein delivering the lead story on the news, it was an armed robbery. Everyone in the store was made to get down on the floor because they had guns. I'm standing there practically holding the door open for them because I don't have the panic button. It just doesn't exist. My thought is, I don't know why I thought it was an unarmed incident because everyone was running. I don't know why I thought it was unarmed, but it was armed. And I laughed. I because they released the security footage from inside, like it was a big news in New York while we were there. So there's security footage inside the store, and then there's security footage outside the store. And they show you the people coming, because I had said to Lori when I did find her, and I said, yeah, one of the guys real smart. He took a piece of Gucci luggage, and I'm guessing he filled it with other Gucci stuff because he came out with a piece of luggage. And so when you see it on the security footage, if they pan out a little bit more, you'll see me standing there. I know I'm in the security footage, and these detectives have to be looking at this idiot who is just kind of standing there watching the armed robbery take place.
They're looking for you. You're an accessory.
So, well, I said to Lori, I go, they're going to be looking for me because I'm standing there with no problem as they run out. And then we did a lap around the block, and then we're right back. And now all the police are there and the detectives are there. So now I'm just kind of watching it as it goes on. I'm like, if they look at the security footage, they're like, why did that guy come back? And he's like,
Guys run out. Fellas, ma'am.
That's exact. I swear it was really close to that. Sure.
Have a good one. Enjoy your items.
So strange.
Yeah. You fight or flight. I would want to say I'm always a fighter, but yeah, if I hear gun, I'm out
But
the
I didn't
gate, baby.
know.
Track
I didn't
meet.
know. And I even had said to Lori, I'm like, oh, everybody's scattered. I mean, these smash and grabs happen all the time or whatever. And then when we were watching the news and it was an armed robbery, she's like, and I'm like, you know what? I really feel like an idiot. She's like, who made the right decision there?
Fellas, ma'am.
Hello. You wouldn't know where the Apple store is, would you?
No, that's the first time I heard that story, Hawk. You didn't tell us that when you got back.
Yeah. Should have called Chris Whittingham. I think he would have.
He was gone already. This was on Monday, so it was President's Day, and so the streets were very busy because kids were off from school. So it was like people went to Chelsea Market to do some eating and then walked around a little bit, do some shopping. It was as it was described in the New York Post and all the news, a brazen daytime armed robbery at the Gucci store, because it was like right around noon and the store had opened at 11. It was wild. And I have to tell you, I felt incredibly safe in New York. We spent a week there. We walked everywhere and I felt safe at all hours. I really, because you don't know what to expect. You see all the stories on the news. Aside from the one armed robbery I got caught up in, it was very safe.
Did you go to Times Square at night?
We did.
Oh, that was the only place. Maybe because I had kids, but that was the only place I was uncomfortable.
Yes, I would not bring kids there.
Yeah.
But yeah, just, there's so much action and activity, but you really do have to have your head on a swivel. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not set because I believe the day that we left, there was a stabbing in Times Square as well. So, but I felt very safe there.
Because you're friends with the robbers. Everybody knows you a G. Hey, go rob him. No, man, that's the dude that helped Marvin and them.
Tomorrow, Hawk's wearing like Gucci glasses, a Gucci scarf, brand new Gucci suit. Huh. You get a bonus?
It was a sale. We caught these on sale.
Lori's like, where were you? I got jumped in. I didn't even know I was joining the gang.
Y'all left Hawk? Where Hawk at? Did they get away? They caught him?
Yeah, I don't know. They did get away, but they had a pretty good. Let me research it and see if they've been caught in the last week.
Or text Coop.
Yeah.
Best tacos I've ever had, I think, were at the Chelsea Market.
There's a long line for the
Crazy
tacos
line.
at
Yeah.
Chelsea Market.
I waited like 30 minutes for those tacos, but they ended up being worth it. Chelsea Market is fire. Like the food there is really good.
The three robbers, 2 men and a woman, got away with around $50,000 in luxury goods from the Gucci store in the meatpacking district on West 14th Street around noon. Yeah, I'm telling you, I have footage of. I got my phone out and did. Thankfully, like I probably could have gotten my phone out. I thought I was going to be videoing unarmed
Kids.
Yeah.
kids who were doing a
Teenagers.
smash and grab. Thank God I didn't pull my phone out and start videoing the guy. I'm telling you, I'm as close to him as this coffee mug.
Oh, boy. You're a good person. Somebody's watching out for you.
Yeah. Dumb person, not a good person, dumb person. Doesn't look like they've been caught.
Because they spent half the investigation thinking about you.
I'll tell you what, though, 50 G's at the Gucci store is really not that much merchandise. I was at Gucci 7 times in Italy because my Valentina loves, like, one purse there costs $1,500 to $6,000. Like, only grabbed, 20 purses or something? I would have expected way more money.
Surveillance video shows the sequence of events as the two masked suspects enter the store with one of them brandishing a gun as they tell people inside the store to get down on the floor. The two robbers can be seen on video leaving with luxury bags, sunglasses, and other items they got their hands on, including luggage. I had pointed it out to Lori right when I had refound her. Yeah, it was strange. He had luggage with him. But that was probably saw it on the way out. It's like, yeah, grab it.
Yeah. To your point, Solana, that wasn't well done. That was probably some drug addicts or something.
Yeah.
It's
Because
ridiculous.
really, 50 G's, Gucci, I mean, it's not that much.
I'll watch the security video here, see if I can see myself.
Like watching a basketball game where you have good seats.
Hey, look at me there.
See me?
Look at me there.
Right there.
Just to finish up headlines, Marlins are playing the Yankees today. Spring training action. Canes women's basketball hosts Pitt. And then, Heat Nuggets. 8:45 is when I get you started on WQAM. Tonight, Panthers, Canadiens. You can hear it on AM 790. Your weather from the Demesman and Dover Law Firm, youraccidentattorneys.com. Free consultations 24/7, 866-954-MORE. Right now in South Florida, partly cloudy. Tonight, the lows are going to drop into the upper 60s. That is your weather.
It is Adam Cooperstein I'm watching on this story. I got to send it to you guys. It's funny.
You should have texted him. He would have brought you on as
I know.
as an
I could have
eyewitness.
been a source. I could have been a source.
In the end.
All right. We went way too long here in this segment.
I needed that story.
Well, it's a stupid story. Like, it's really stupid what I did. I'm not proud of that story at all.
I have this in my mind. Ladies, man.
Anyway, if anybody's interested in Gucci slides, let me know.
I do.
Salutations, sir.
My good sir.
It's like they're leaving the Gucci store. They must be high class. Au revoir, senor.
Sale? Are there any sales going on in there, sir? Sir?
Oh boy.
Yeah. All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back with more Hochman and Crowder. Bear with us. We went very long here, but I think it was worth it. I read one Jimmy Johnson text. I was going to read all these Jimmy Johnson texts. All of a sudden, elks are attacking someone in a backyard. Beauty of this show.